Hello there, boxing fans around the world. Thank you for joining me once again here on Talk and Fight for another episode of Boxing News Today, featuring yours truly, courtesy of our friends across the pond at boxing247.com. Sad news to report, the big fight scheduled for the O2 Arena tomorrow night, featuring Claressa Shields and her opponent. It's going to be postponed, unfortunately. Obviously, her opponent being the British favorite, Savannah Marshall, but it would have been a good fight. We were looking forward to the result, but due to the passing of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, the British Boxing Board of Control has made the decision to postpone the event, and it's likely scheduled for October 15th. Boxers are obviously working with all parties to provisionally reschedule again to be held at the O2 in London. With respect to Ben Shalom and what he had to say with respect to the event, he said, obviously, this is an unprecedented moment in our history, and our sincere thoughts are primarily with the royal family. Out of respect, the BBC has decided to postpone Saturday's show. He went on to mention what an inspiration to women, not only in Britain, but around the world, Her Majesty was, and that all of our thoughts at Sky Sports Boxing as well, said Adam Smith, are with the royal family at this time. As much as we are all looking forward to witnessing this historical sporting spectacle, it is absolutely right to respectfully reschedule the show for October 15th. And further updates will obviously be forthcoming from Boxer and Ben Shalom and his group. Anyway, fights, though, will continue tonight. We have two to mention, both of them taking place in Canada. The first I'll mention is taking place at the Cabaret Casino de Montreal. It is the first gala of the 2023 Eye of the Tiger management season. And it's going to feature Christian Mbilli, who's 21-0. He's undefeated, 19 knockouts. He's in action against DeAndre Ware, who's 15-3-2 with 9 knockouts. They respectively tipped the scales at 167.6 pounds for Mbilli and 168 pounds for Ware. The Montrealer, Mbilli, will defend his WBC Continental of the Americas crown and will try to win a second title, the WBA International Middleweight title. Also competing in the event, Simon Keane, 21-1, 20 knockouts, will face Nefel Otoy, 18-4, 10 knockouts, while Canadian Mary Spencer, 6-0, 4 knockouts, will face Cynthia Lozano, 9-1, for the WBC Silver and WBA International 154-pound titles. The event, by the way, will be simulcast on the Punching Grace Network starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. As I mentioned, there's another fight in Canada, this one taking place in Brampton, courtesy of our friends over at United Boxing Promotions. I believe we've got on that particular fight Josh Fraser. I believe he's undefeated as well. And it's not only taking place tonight, but it's also going to be a second event scheduled for tomorrow night as well, as part of a double header, if you will, which will be featured by DAZN and back-to-back nights, Friday, September 9th and September 10th, courtesy of our friends at United Boxing Promotions. Speaking of tomorrow night, our American friends are going to have a big fight taking place courtesy of Showbox down at the Bally's Casino in Atlantic City. It's called Rumble in Atlantic City, and it's going to feature in the main event the IBF Latino Super Welterweight title up for grabs. As I said, featuring Joseph Adorno, 139.5 pounds, versus Hugo Alberto Roldan, 140 pounds. Also a co-main event, Bernard Angelo Torres, 125.5 pounds, versus Frency Fortunato, 126.5 pounds. Also on that card, by the way, Janelson Bocciacci, Roman Villa, Norman Neely, Terrell Woods, Malik Nelson going up against Ernest Hall, Nicky Vitone going up against Ariel Vasquez, Becky Flemings versus Aswan Chatman, and Mia Mason versus Dwayne Ziegler. And the announcement reads on Friday, September 9th, that's tonight, live on Showtime, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, from the all-new Bally's Casino Resort in Atlantic City, Samson Boxing's Paco Presents, GH3 Promotions, and Nadal's Promotions, a showbox, the Next Generation Triple Header, featuring one-punch knockout artist Joseph Blessed Hands Adorno, 16-1-2, 14 knockouts, taking on undefeated Argentinian Hugo Alberto Roldan, 21-0-1, 7 knockouts, for the IBF Latino Junior Welterweight Championship in the 10-round main event. And undefeated Filipino prospect Bernard Angelo Torres, 16-0, 7 knockouts, against once beaten Dominican Frency Fortunato, 13-1, 10 knockouts in a 10-round featherweight attraction, as well as Detroit-based welterweight prospect Janelson Bocachita, 17-0-1, 11 knockouts, taking on Venezuelan knockout artist Roman Villa, 24-1 with 24 knockouts, by the way, in an 8-round welterweight battle. So despite the cancellation, or shall I say postponement, of the big all-female card that was to take place tomorrow evening at the O2 in London, which should be, we should get confirmation shortly that it will take place on October 15th. There are other fights to follow, and an awful lot of speculation on winners. For example, Josh Frazier, heavily favored to win his battle. Brendan Glanton, heavily favored to win his battle. Christian Mbilli, heavily favored to win his battle. The close one, if you're a betting man, Janelson Bocachita versus Romain Villa that I mentioned earlier. Very close. Not an even split. I mean, your favored fighter is Bocachita. But anyway, nonetheless, you can pop along to any of your favorite sport books and have a look if you're a betting man or a betting woman. By the way, the female from Canada I mentioned earlier, Mary Spencer, is heavily favored in her battle against Cynthia Lozano. So a good night of action. I should mention quickly in closing, close battle here between Joseph Adorno and Hugo Roldan. Looks like it's evenly split. The other even split right down the middle looks like Bernard Angelo Torres and Frency Fortunato. Looks like wow. So that looks like to be a very good card, and one we're all looking forward to seeing the results on Monday. In the meantime, have yourselves a good weekend. Thanks for joining me here on Talk and Fight. We look forward to hearing from Mike Orr and Cedric Ben at 4 p.m. for Knuckle Up. And then I hope the guys get it together. I'll be busy this evening. Won't be able to join them on the panel at 7 p.m. But we'll wait for news to see if that will be announced. Check your notification bell. Remember to hit share, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you later on. Thank you.